Hello there. Thank you for joining the webinar on Finding Your North. I'm Eric Larson with Life Mastery. I think it was a wise decision to take the time to watch this, and I want to encourage you to implement as many of these strategies right away. So let's jump into it. I'm going to share my screen. Finding Your North. Basically, within this, we're going to be using the North as a representation of your purpose. Okay, and your purpose is the basis for this project. This whole entire project is kind of getting you on purpose and discovering who you are and what you would like to do. So this is famous author Napoleon Hill talking about the master key.
I'm going to make you a promise. If you will decide definitely what you want most during your entire lifetime and write it down on paper so that I can read it, I will give you the master key with which you may open the door to the attainment of your desires, whatever they may be. The exact moment when I will deliver this master key to you will depend entirely upon when you are ready to receive it.
All right, so what he's talking about is discovering your purpose, and that being the master key. Of course, you're ready to receive it when you believe it. When you start to conceive and believe, then you can achieve. So essentially his famous quote being, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. And that's the master key. That's the key to finding success. So within this seminar, we're going to talk about finding your north, which is essentially finding your purpose. You're going to identify your direction, get your bearings, find out where you're at, discover that purpose a little bit, and connect with your inner North Star, your North Star being your purpose. And write and recite your innermost desires. And we're going to start taking habits of action to get to work. Now, since the beginning of time, people have looked to the stars for direction. Although stars are simply objects consisting of mostly dust, there are a few stars that serve as powerful navigation tools. The North Star is the most spectacular one, as it stays fixed in the sky, always pointing to a person's true north. That means that wherever you are in the world, anytime you're lost and need guidance, you can count on the North Star for direction. We hear stories of how early explorers used the North Star to determine which way they were to sail. Even today, people are taught to always look to the north for guidance. So that's what we're referencing with the North Star as your purpose, and you're constantly referencing back to that guide point. Now, these days, everyone looks at their phone for direction, so literally looking at the North Star for guidance isn't what we do nowadays. However, the lessons of the North Star still apply on a spiritual level. We all face distractions in our life, the stress of work, family, relationships, social media, news, random events happening in life. These distractions can make it harder for you to find your true north. And your true north, of course, leads you to your goals, dreams, passions, and the things you love most in life. This is why we use the compass as a symbol of navigation. Since the beginning of time, the North Star has been a powerful symbol of clarity and direction and guidance. You'll also never be lost when you find your North Star. These lessons, the North Star represents purpose, and our compass represents our path. Oops. So purpose equals happiness, right? This is, I once heard a story of a man who went to a class reunion, and after kind of migrating away from all the partying and the music, they started speaking to each other about, life and the happenings. And it turned out that about 80% of the classmates that this gentleman was talking to were unhappy with their lives. And after kind of further diving into some of the other ones, he found out the 20% that were happy had a strong sense of who they were, what they were doing, how they were doing it. Right now, mind you, the other ones were not slouches. These were Ivy League college graduates who were very successful and in fact had been married and had businesses and things like that, but just weren't truly happy in their lives. And it turns out the other ones were more artists pursuing passion for the sake of love of what they were studying. It turned out they seemed to be much happier. So purpose is really finding happiness, right? It's like navigating toward happiness, what truly makes you happy. So if you think back to what you want to be when you grow up, or what you wanted to be when you grew up, or if you're young, you may think about what you want to be when you grow up. These are pure thoughts that are true. These are things that are true to you. And if they're early on, many times they're not connected to responsibilities that you later on have to consider as an adult. They're not tied to external thoughts about what, or internal thoughts about what external people think about you, right? What do other people think about me? So we want to connect with those types of things. You want to think about the things you love to do. What are the things you love to do that you could just lose hours doing? For me, it's creating things, making new things. These are connected to your heart, truly, and your passions. You also need to think about what activities what positive activities you like to be involved in, things that make you feel good about yourself. Then perhaps charity events, giving to others, service-oriented type things. Now, believe it or not, the North Star isn't the brightest star in the sky, which is why if you don't concentrate, you can easily be distracted by other bright stars leading you off your path. The same truth holds true. If you don't concentrate, your time and attention towards things that you love and enjoy the most, you can easily be distracted by things that waste your time. So many things are vying for your attention and vying for your time, trying to steal away precious moments that could be spent building yourself. By people that don't care anything about you, influencers on YouTube and TikTok that only want to make money off of you, video game designers that only want to keep you on the game for longer. So these guys are all vying for your attention. You can decide using this chart if something is good for you, bad for you. Something is a necessity, something is a distraction. So this is a useful tool when you're considering the types of things that you're passionate about, right? We want to be in the good. We want to be in the good side of things. We don't want to be like thinking, well, I love playing video games. I love doing that. So maybe that's my passion. Well, maybe, can you stop? Is it harmful to you? Maybe to your eyes. Maybe it's taking away too much time. It's preventing you from making money, or preventing you from going to school or getting good grades, preventing you from having a good relationships with the people around you. Connect with your inner star. This is where you need to decide for yourself what star you're going to use to navigate. Right? You have to put your heart into your star. Your star isn't out there for someone else to say, hey, that's your star. And you need to decide which star is yours. And so for that, you need to find out your definite purpose and create it for yourself. No one else can select it. And your desire is the one you desire the most. And once you make that decision, the universe will work hard to make sure that happens for you, because you put it out there. As long as you take some action, you write and recite these things down. You find your single definite purpose or desire, and you write it down. And you know what it is. You recite it. You say it. Now, you can't just stop there. You need balance. You're almost there, but you need to understand, you need to get, what do you intend to give? What do you intend to give up? What are you willing to give up to make this happen? And what kind of work is it going to take? Because these things don't just happen magically. Now, there are some special strong forces that go into play when you start to put this out to the world, but your action is the strongest. So you need to write down what you're willing to do to get. Now you need to come up with a plan, a definite plan. Bruce Lee famously said, if you spend too much time thinking about a thing, you'll never get it done. Make at least one definite move daily towards your goal. That means you need to take action. Making a plan and waiting for it to materialize through outside forces is not enough. You need to make habits of doing things to move the plan along. Nothing can be left to luck or chance. I'll leave you with this.
You know, sometimes your grades don't give a real indication of what your greatness might be. You would rather find purpose than a job or career. Purpose crosses disciplines. Purpose is an essential element of you. It is the reason you are on the planet at this particular time in history. Your very existence is wrapped up in the things you are here to fulfill. Whatever you choose for a career path, remember the struggles along the way are only meant to shape you for your purpose.
Guys, finding your north is a journey that is meant for you and you alone. You need to spend some time and sit deeply, thinking of the things that bring you the most joy in your life, positive things that benefit you. You need to continue to focus your mind on those things, write them down, recite them, and take action daily to make sure you're moving towards your goal. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this webinar. I'm Eric Larson with Life Mastery. I'll see you on the next one.